talk. It's definitely not a pro.
Support for I'm Renee Montaigne, a public relations. It's Morning Edition tomorrow beginning at 5 a.m. here on 88.5 DJ. For Delaware comes from Excel Imaging, where excellence in radiology has a new name. Radiologist of Forsyth Radiological Associates. Excel Imaging, committed to excellence, committed to you.
Stairs.
And from UNCG Theater, presenting the comedy Private Noel Carroll.
They're Texas Longhorns.
And 28, Taylor Greensboro, 334-4849.
Their power, Yannick in the constitutional court. Yannick is
this time last year, when refineries damaged by Hurricane Katrina were not. The government says it's trying to shut down Jackson Hewitt.
I want to come volunteer program. You know, lady, get out of my face. I'm like, please, you know, I'm out here making $1,000 a day, you know, basically selling. Anyone volunteer for free. Well, Linda came to me and she said, do better for yourself.
That was Linda Tippins, who's still fighting back. Today is the group's executive vice president.
So when Daryl found out that he could be a leader, the Daryl, you don't have to
A lot of creativity, but at least I think it was intentional.
Johnston says the most potent anti-drug message, sadly, is life or death.
Well, that's the trick. The question is, can you get the information that convincingly to young people?
I was going to originally.
To arresting addicts in Philly.
There is a solution, and it's a time solution. And in order for us to win the battle, to ultimately win the war, we must deal with recovery.
Always to the best of them. But one small step for womankind here has oilers in southern Maryland reportedly had the plane on radar screens at 9:36 a.m. when they saw a dispatcher has been indicted in the death of a North Carolina Central bottom of a stairwell at her Durham apartment complex in January. The fiancé has said Karyn was stalking him during the weeks before officials has been given to High Point University by a family with his law support. 4-year-old private college. Local businessman David Hayworth made the single university yesterday. The exact amount of the unrestricted wasn't, but University President Nito Cobain says it was.
Things pond over. Rocky mountaintop trailhead. Some waterfalls there. Yeah, that's gotta be grandfather. It said it was like 5,800 feet. That's pretty high.
So we are high. There's a goal up here.
Well, we're probably at like 2,500, 3,000 feet. That's the nearly 6,000 feet.
I doubt it if we go up the top of that. Not at this point. But we are going to the top of that one.
Yeah. Positive you can drive up and then there's a walkway up to the overlook on top. like 57, 5800. Mount Mitchell's 6600.
We're basically, I'm just heaving. Oh, yeah. How they got this built? How they did it?
Cranes, helicopters.
We must be too early in the season yet for any of this stuff to be open. Right?
Yeah, but I'm sure it's... Ooh. Weeping Rock. Ooh, cool.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, but during summer when the stuff is open, it's super hot and it's bumper to bumper. This is much nicer.
I have to make sure I get a magnet. Something. Or park.
So all the traffic seems to be in the opposite direction. Away from Asheville, city in the area, so that must be everybody headed to Asheville this way.
What? Biosphere Reserve.
Yeah, there was probably snow up here only a few weeks ago.
What was that about grandfather about?
Grandfather Mountain is. I'm not sure which one it is.
Must be a trail.
We're at 4,060 feet, it said. Clear.
I gave the elevation.
Hi.
That's peak. Too peak. That's too peak. over and we were heading to some mountain. And are we heading southwest, kind of?
Yeah, well, that's the direction the mountains go, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I was right then. They don't have any bathrooms out here.
Yeah. What's that? Drug bust or something.
No, I think the car accident where they were not on truck.
We're now at 68 at the airport and Kenner 70 at all.
I can't imagine what would happen, how bad I'd feel if anything happened to them. And so therefore I would want to be very, very careful what I feed them. So tonight, our special guest
That Trans Am or whatever that is, there's two girls just sleeping there. Two girls. What are you doing, sleeping? Not a Georgia.
Hi.
You can keep shells and dead sand.
It's, what do you call those?
water again.
Water's coming. know if I taped it, but there was one there too. So I guess probably not open. Yeah, it said closed. River is this? It's a big river.
Oh, that's truck road.
0197 or 274. Ask for Bobby Helms. Visit the 1817 16th Avenue East.
Whether you need some comfort during are you looking for advice on the possible effects of your cholesterol medicine?
Where's Bo?
To find the information.
So where's Bo and Luke Duke?
Home Care Pharmacy in Hawkinsville. Going the extra mile is
So he's gonna kick my ass because I'm gonna joke.
for yourself how much a pharmacy can care. Georgia Home Care Pharmacy, Industrial Hawkinsville. Call 783-455.
Alright, we got a local station.
Safety at Overlook Point Apartment. Affordable 2-bedroom apartments are available now at $71 per month. Each unit. Putting green and
Low is
even more
$171 a
extras.
month.
Interested? Call
What?
229-9416. That's 271-9416.
Those are probably. But even for one room of efficiency, that's pretty.
Requirements apply.
Are you paying for term life insurance? There's a
We are now.
Manny? Me or Diego?
Diego, not even. Told you.
Manny?
He's not my kid. Not even my dog. If I had a and my dog and the dog's had a pet.
Aquarium or whatever.
No.
Manny, can I have a dog?
Yeah, that's
I want to eat at the aquarium. Is that what you're saying?
It's expensive.
Oh, I'm not that hungry.